When I first saw the press release for the 2027 Can-Am Ryker, my first thought was, okay, what's actually new here versus what's just repackaged? Let's think through this together. Can-Am says the entry-level three-wheeler lineup gets a serious overhaul, a new base engine, a stiffer chassis, updated electronics, sharper styling. Split across 3 trims. The standard Ryker, the Ryker Sport, and a special series that's only around for 1 model year. And that 1 year only detail is interesting, right? It almost feels designed to create urgency. Visually, the biggest shift is up front. The bodywork now juts forward more aggressively, and the LED headlight design actually borrows from Can-Am's electric origin and pulse motorcycles. Which makes me wonder, is Can-Am trying to make the Ryker feel more premium, more electric adjacent, even though it's still running a combustion engine? I don't know, what do you think? Does that design language work for you? Or does it feel like it's overcompensating? Now here's where it gets genuinely interesting. The engine, for the first time since the Ryker launch back in 2019, Can-Am is retiring the 600 cubic centimeters parallel twin and replacing it with a detuned version of the 900 cubic centimeters triple, badged the AC6. On paper, that's 52 horsepower at 7,250 revolutions per minute and 39.7 lb-ft of torque, compared to the old twin's 50 horsepower and 36.7 lb-ft. So a modest bump. But let's pause on that for a second. Is a 2 horsepower gain really the headline here? Or is the real story that Can-Am is simplifying its production line by standardizing on one engine architecture across the whole range? Because Can-Am's own reasoning leans more toward smoothness. They claim the ACE6 delivers similar low RPM performance to the old twin, just with less vibration and a quieter ride. That's a real-world usability argument, not necessarily a power argument. Meanwhile, if you want the higher output experience the Ryker Sport carries over the same 900 cubic centimeters engine as before, now just renamed AC9, still making 80 horsepower at 8,250 revolutions per minute and 58.3 lb-ft. And I have to ask, is renaming a carryover engine really an update? Or is that more of a marketing move to make the lineup feel refreshed? And then there's pricing, which is probably where this whole conversation gets more pointed. The standard Ryker starts at $9,999, the Sport at $13,499, and the Special Series, loaded with exclusive panels, liquid titanium wheel finishes, Kashima-coated shocks, and an Akrapovic exhaust, tops out at $15,499. So, the question I keep coming back to is, with a stiffer chassis, an updated vehicle stability system, a new 5-inch display, and revised handlebar controls, does that justify the jump for what's still being marketed as an entry-level three-wheeler? Or are we watching the entry point creep further away from actual entry-level buyers? I'd genuinely like to know what you think.